surface irrigation, sprinkler or overhead irrigation, sprinkler irrigation method. The micro irrigation system we have seen, water is applied directly to the root zone of the plants. Now we can apply this water at frequent intervals at precise quantities. What happens in the conventional method is we apply the water only once in a day or twice in a day, which is percolated, and again the roots of the crop will be deprived of the water. But if we provide the water in smaller quantities at frequent intervals, it is easier for the roots of the crop to absorb them and use them for their growth. Now we are learning drip irrigation system. Now the most important feature of the drip irrigation system is that this is the only method in which we can use recycled municipal wastewater. In none other system we can use this water, and nowadays it has become very important to use this recycled water because it cannot be used anywhere else. It can contain many nutrients also which can be used by the plants, and it is absolutely harmless. We can use it very safely, but the water which we are using is not brought, is not cleaned to the level of the potable water. So we cannot use it otherwise, and we can use it through the drip irrigation system. Now this drip irrigation system is used by the farms or commercial nurseries or all types of crops and all. It is used by coconuts, grapes, bananas, brinjal and all types of crops. We are going to see all the names in detail afterwards. See, fruit crops, vegetable crops, field and other crops. Go to the slide please. In fruit crops you have almond, apple, then custard apple, cherry, fig, guava, grape, you just name it and all the fruits are using it. Vegetable crops, brinjal, cucumber, oil seeds, groundnut, sunflower, jojoba, castor, then you can use it for rose, gerbera, carnation, for flowers. All these can be covered under micro irrigation system. When I am saying micro irrigation system, it covers drip and sprinkler both. So some crops can be covered under drip and some can cover under sprinkler. Now what you see is the layout of drip irrigation system which is taken up by Jain irrigation. Now you see what is that. So first we will see the animation and then we will come back to what we see here is a pump which is lifting water from the underground source. Then we have a bypass valve here, over here. This is a bypass valve which is taken, the water is taken to the cleaning. Here there is a hydrocyclone filter. Now all these filters are cleaning the water, they are removing the sand particles or debris, or if something is there from the water. The water is being cleaned at that point before it is supplied to the drip irrigation system. Now why is it important to clean the water in micro irrigation system? Just because if we don't clean the water, it will clog the emitters or drippers, or it will clog our filters, and ultimately the supply of water to the crops will be affected. So it is very, very important to clean the water, and which is cleaned before supply to the pipe networks. So this is hydrocyclone filter. Then we have a screen filter. Then we have a fertilizer tank. Please see that we are adding fertilizers to the water before it is supplied. So in our conventional methods, we have to supply fertilizers separately, but here we are adding these fertilizers to the water, and which are supplied directly to the root zone. So the roots don't have to make any extra efforts to reach to the fertilizers, they are added into the water. So they have a very tremendous effect in growth of the crops. Then we have a sand filter. We have a backwash valve to stop the backflow of the water. Now this valve prevents backflow of the water. Also it helps in backwashing all these filters, which the filters also required to be cleaned frequently. Then we have air release valve. Then you can see there is a main pipeline which is supplying water to whole field. Do you see? This was the main pipeline which was supplying water. Now from where the water is flowing is called as sub pipeline, sub mains, and the horizontal are the laterals to which the drippers are attached. See, there is a dripper at the base of, you can see at the base of each crop, and water is supplied through emitter or dripper. We come back to our original slide. So here now we will see the layout once again. See, this is the pump, this is the source of water which is well at this, in this case pump, the bypass valve, then there is a non-return valve installed on this pipe. We have a sand separator, hydrocyclone filter, then we have a screen filter. Now here the pressure gauge or venturi is there, just because the pressure of the water is lowered at this point, and just because this pressure is lowered, it sucks the fertilizer from the fertilizer tank, and the water along with the fertilizer will go next, and this water will be supplied. Then we have a sand filter, then we have a backflow preventer valve or backwash valve, then again we have a non-return valve. This pipeline is a main pipeline which is going ahead to supply water to other submains. This is our submain or submain pipeline, and these are the laterals to which emitters or drippers on which are installed. Now all these pipelines are made up of these days of PVC, polyvinyl chloride plastic thing is that. This is also another drip irrigation system layout. So what are the components of drip irrigation system? First is the pump, then water filters, fertigation system, then chemigation equipments. Now what's the difference between fertigation and chemigation? In fertigation we are applying fertilizers, and in chemigation we are applying pesticides. Then we have backflow preventer, we have main pipeline, submains, laterals, valves, emitters or drippers which are actually emitting water through laterals, and polyfittings and accessories. Now we are going to see what are the types of micro drip irrigation system. So what you see above is a on-line dripper which emits the water. That means this dripper is installed externally on the hole in the lateral. So what we have seen is main pipeline, submain pipeline, and laterals. So on laterals there are holes on the laterals. These holes are decided according to the crop pattern and the distance between the crops on the field. Now on these laterals there can be externally attached on-line drippers, and from internally, which it is called as integral drippers or in-line drippers. So it is in-line drippers, as you can see, are also from external, and integrals are different. See, all these are on-line drippers externally which emits the water like this. This is on-line dripper on the lateral. This is in-line dripper internally, and this is integral line inside of the line which emits the water. And fourth type in the drip irrigation is mini sprinklers or jets like this. So they sprinkle the water either from above the lateral or below the lateral. Mini sprinklers. Now the selection of inline, on-line, integral or mini sprinkler, it depends upon your soil type. See, now this is the weighted area for the clay, this is weighted area for loam, and this is weighted area for sand. Now how much percolation you need, the force that you need will depend upon your choice. Now we will omit these types of filtration system. We will move fast. Hydrocyclone filters to remove silt, sand, heavier particles. Sand filters to remove clay particles, suspended particles, algae, etc. Screen filter to remove fine particles, disc filters to remove clay particles, suspender particles, etc. like this. This is the picture of banana plantation in Maharashtra. I hope you see the laterals and the drippers on the system. Here, this is a nursery and the water is supplied through the overhead tank. Now, all these micro irrigation systems work at very low pressure. So, the pressure of this overhead tank will also suffice to supply the water to this system. So, you see the laterals and the drippers. Now, what are the advantages of drip irrigation system? We have installed a drip irrigation system. Now, evaporation and percolation losses are very less. So, we require less water, and that was our first requirement why we installed this system. Then next is the fertilizers or nutrients will also require very less, as we are supplying it along with the water that we are supplying. So, that requirement is less and we can save cost on our water, we can save cost on fertilizers and nutrients. The water that is applied is at its efficiency is very optimum. So, we are gaining output from the every drop we are supplying to our water. Water locking is avoided. What we have seen in conventional methods is the water logging problems, which is completely avoided in this method. Then we can cultivate cash crops, as with the same amount of water, as utilization is more, optimum ratio, the efficiency is more, we can reliably cultivate cash crops like cotton, sugarcane, etc. Over irrigation is completely avoided, as we are using optimum use of water and the system is very controlled. We have all the balls in our hand, we can see what is the irrigation status and we can immediately stop it. So, as the system is controlled, over irrigation is avoided. Then weed is also controlled. The weed comes because of the overwater or water logging. Since water logging is not there, only optimum water, that too only at the root zones of the plants is provided, weed control will be there, and labors required for that weed control, etc., everything will be saved. Then in conventional method, we utilize most of the space for trenching, etc., which cannot be trenching, etc., which is saved in this case, and the most of the area is used for irrigation. That also increases our net crop. Then we have effective pest control. Then we can reduce the labor cost which is required for plowing, land preparation or trenching, that will be entirely reduced. Then soil erosion will not be there, and for saline soils, this is the excellent method to be used. For any type of topography, this method can be used, just because the water will not flow through gravity. As water will not flow through gravity, no land preparation is required. For any kind of topography, this method can be conveniently used. Then we have already discussed a lot that recycled water can be used safely in this method, which is need of the hour. Next is uniform distribution of water. In conventional method, what happens? The crops which are, or the plants which are on the upper side or which are near the flood will get more water, will be waterlogged, and the plants which are away from the trenches will get less water or will be deprived of water. This does not happen in this system. The distribution of water to all the plants will be very much uniform. We have discussed that fertilizers and pesticides can be applied very effectively, and the cost incurred on them is also very less. Now, what are the disadvantages of drip irrigation system? So, most of the disadvantage is that the clogging of the emitters or drippers if it is not maintained properly. So, this system requires the maintenance or cleaning at frequent intervals. This system depends upon power. So, you need mechanical and electrical power for using this system, and this system requires some technical knowledge, just because if something hangs up you require to repair it, and for this you require some technical knowledge. Next is sprinkler irrigation. Now, what is sprinkler irrigation? Let us see. This is a sprinkler irrigation, which is somewhat kind of a rain, a natural rain. Now, these sprinklers are provided above the height of the crop, that is why it is called as overhead irrigation also. There are sprinkler irrigation systems, namely rotating impact sprinkler irrigation system, rainport impact sprinkler system, mini sprinklers, floppy sprinklers, pop-up sprinkler, rotor systems, linear move system, central pivot system, and rain guns. Before going towards these different methods, let us see one animation. The sprinklers sprinkling water in all the directions, rotating in 360 degrees, applying water, the area is wetted. There is a slightly overlap in between the sprinklers. This is the overlap. So, having seen different sprinklers, rotating, rainport, mini sprinkler, floppy sprinkler, pop-up sprinkler, rotor system, central pivot, rain guns, and linear move, we move towards it one by one. So, types of sprinkler system, there are three: portable sprinkler, semi-portable sprinkler, and solid state systems. In portable sprinkler system, the mains, submains, laterals all are shifted manually. Everything is portable. All the things are portable in this system. In semi-portable system, only mains and submains are permanent, and laterals and sprinkler heads are movable. While in solid set system, everything is fixed to the ground, nothing can be moved, and this system is very costly system, solid state system. Now there are two methods of providing sprinklers. You can see these main and sub mains are buried into the ground, are underground, only risers are there and the nozzles are spraying the water like this. These are the laterals and these are the risers spraying the water around. Next is the laterals, main pipes and sub main pipes all are supported on the pillars, right, and on the pillars, sorry, on the laterals there are the spray nozzles which are spraying water around like this. Sprinkler irrigation with exposed portable pipe network. Now everything is exposed, everything is portable. These are the laterals and these are the risers. Now what are the components of sprinkler system? Now we will see spray nozzles which actually spray the water, controllers, valves, backflow preventers, fertilizer system, rain sensors, pipe fittings, etc. Now we will see the schematic sketch of irrigation system. Before going to that, again we will see one animation. This is the source of water. Water is sucked by suction filter, suction pipe. It comes to see, before supplying the water to the main pipelines, again please remember it is cleaned, it is added with the fertilizers or nutrients and then it is supplied to main pipeline. Now this water is carried, this is main pipeline, this is laterals, these are the risers, and on the risers there are the sprinklers which are spraying waters in all the directions. These sprinklers that you see are rotating in 360 degrees and spraying water. What have you observed? From the supply of water, the water supply is given phase by phase. So, first of all, this part was covered, then the taps were closed, next part was covered, then next part and then next part. So, part by part the taps were opened and closed and the entire area of the field was wetted. Coming back to our presentation, see here,